Okay, so this is Ringwalk Media. We've jumped on a plane. We're over in New York. We've come down to the Big Dog Gym in the Bronx, and we've got a fantastic prospect with us, Ofacio Falcon. Ofacio, great to see you, mate.
It's a pleasure meeting you, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
No worries. So we're going to let the public know a little bit more about you. You're currently 8-0, 6 KOs. Your last fight was on Golden Boys Fight Night. Much tougher challenge, which you passed with flying colours. I think you actually travelled over to Costa Rica to beat the home fighter, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I flew to Costa Rica, just me and my father, fought in front of, I think, 5,700 plus people in attendance. It was a great opportunity and a great experience for me and my father, learning experience, and, we won. Thank God.
It must be difficult going into the lion's den, so to speak. They haven't fought for a while. I'm assuming it was all Costa Rican judges as well. I mean, what was that whole trip like? Was it a good experience?
It was a great experience as far as, I felt like everybody was against us. We went over there, fought in front of, again, 5,000 plus people, all Costa Ricans, Costa Rican judge, Costa Rican ref. I went out there and we bottled it all up with everything that was going on behind the scenes, and we made it happen. It was a great experience. I felt it's something that it was going to teach me as far as my career goes. So I'm grateful, always.
You came away with a win, and a very good win as well. I've seen the fight back, and it looked pretty good. I'm not so sure it was a split decision, to be fair, but you are on enemy territory, as they say. Now you're fast becoming a bit of a problem for that division. I want to sort of delve into a bit of your amateur career. Tell me a little bit more, because I believe you had quite a few fights, didn't you?
Yes, I have 80 plus amateur fights. I don't remember exactly the exact number, but I do know I have like 15 losses. I've fought some international fights. I've been to Europe, Sweden, Denmark. I have won every single tournament in New York City, the Junior Olympics, the Junior Metros, the New York Metros. So yeah, that's my experience there.
So you've got pretty much 80 amateur fights, and then you decided to turn professional. Tell me the motivation behind that.
Well, my father, as I was growing up, my father was an amateur boxer. He fought in the Golden Gloves, and my mother and my father used to just bring me along with him to watch his fights or just watch him train in the gym. So I feel like that's what sort of inspired me to fight. Also, a little bit of problems in school. My mother used to pull me out of school, always having little fights every now and then. Not because I was a bad kid, off of just defending myself. And it just carried on. Me and my father grew a passion for it even more, and we continued.
And you talk about your father. He's actually your coach, isn't he?
Yes, my father is my coach.
So we have quite a bit of experience in the UK with a couple of fighters who are coached by their fathers. We've got Conor Benn, who was, of course, Nigel Benn's son, and Ricky Hatton. We've got his son also fighting as well. Just tell us what that experience is like. It's, do you fight about things? Is his word final? How do you find that experience?
You touched on two important notes. Yes, he does. What his words is final, but as you go on and training with your father, also he is your coach. It begins to be more. We try to separate boxing and family because, yes, we do clash heads in and out the ring, and sometimes we do take it home and start, arguing, picking about it. But as far as the boxing training goes, I feel like we grew an amazing chemistry, both in and out the ring. And I feel like that's why you guys see us and we just speak, and he tells me to do something, and it just happens instantly. And as far as our relationship goes, I feel like both boxing and outside of boxing, it's amazing. I think it's a great thing. But it's different experiences for everybody, But as for me and my father, it's amazing.
Well, that's nice to hear, and like you say, it's good to have a personal relationship developing with your father as well, just outside of boxing. I know that Campbell Hatton and Ricky are very close, so it obviously works, that situation, doesn't it? Now, like I said to you, you're making quite a lot of noise in the division. You're up and coming prospect. Like I say, you fought on the DAZN very recently, which is one of the biggest platforms in the UK for us as well. But tell us what your typical sort of week is like in the life of Ofacio, because you're still working and earning a living as well, aren't you?
Yes. I work at Underdog Boxing Club, which is the gym that is also my sponsor, and they also represent me. So I work here Monday through Friday. And then after that, I just go straight to the gym, and I put in 3, 4, 5 hours, whether it's strength and conditioning, sparring that day, or just regular training. So it's from the gym, it's from home to work, to the gym, back home. Sleep and repeat every Monday to Friday. Well, Sunday to Friday.
So you're putting a lot of hours in, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely. Both in and out the ring.
And, we say you're making a lot of noise. There's a lot of good fighters in your division. You've got Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, our very own Joe Cordina, Zelfa Barrett. I mean, these names obviously are names you've heard of. They're at a high level. I'm assuming that you're wanting to try and take their crown off them at some point.
Absolutely, at some point, as I continue getting my experiences and going through my trials and tribulations in boxing, as I move forward, of course, I would love those top fights. I'm chasing those titles, but everything at a time. I'm 22 years old, so I want to take my time, fight the right fights, build me as a fighter, get all the experience that goes, and when that time comes, I'll be ready for all of them.
It's very, very mature for a 22-year-old. I know a lot of the fighters in the UK be like, no, give me the title now. So
yeah, right.
it's good to hear that you're taking your time and doing the right things. Of course, our fighter Zelfa Barrett, he's fighting for the IBF title shortly. The winner of that fight will take on the recently stripped Joe Cordina. Now, I'm going to put this situation to you as a boxer because you're working hard, you want a title. Joe Cordina won the world title, and then due to an injury, they've taken the title off of him without even letting him defend it. I mean, I think that's really unfair to be stripped. What's your opinion on that?
I agree. It's like if you come into a fight and you win a trophy, and then when you leave, they turn over the fight when you clearly won. That feels like something's been stolen from you. If he earned that and he got that belt, it's his belt and his title. Just because he hurt his hand or whatever happened after that, it's still his belt. They should have, some way spoken to him or tell him something, give him some type of compensation or something. Maybe he would have bought out. I don't know how that goes as far as that, but that isn't fair at all. They should have let him have it. It's his. He earned it.
Yeah, he should have at least had the opportunity to defend that belt, shouldn't he?
Absolutely. I think he should have had at least the opportunity to defend his belt, but also be able to heal his hand because health is wealth. They have to understand that. They can't just take something from somebody that you earn.
No. Good. It's a good view to have, and I think you're right. It's unfair on Joe. But knowing Joe, he will bounce back, and I'm sure he'll get that world title back at some point. So I'm going to ask you about your boxing heroes growing up. Who were your boxing heroes?
I used to look up to a lot of Floyd Mayweather. I look up to a lot of fighters for plenty of reasons. But one of them was Floyd Mayweather, old-time fighters I would go with. Sugar Ray Leonard. I feel like my style is a lot like his. Robinson as well, Sugar Ray Robinson. So Floyd Mayweather, I looked at him growing up, just watch how hard he worked, his work ethic, his defense, I loved it, how flamboyant and outgoing he was, his confidence both in and out the ring, his father-son relationship. I just feel like I just apply a lot of what I do to what he's done. And there's a lot of comparisons behind us both.
Well, if you end up like Floyd Mayweather, I'm sure you'll be very, very happy.
Absolutely. I think I'll be very, very happy as well, man.
And we're talking about, obviously, these big-name boxers. We've got Lomachenko coming over to New York next week to fight Ortiz. I believe you know Ortiz, don't you?
Yes, I know Ortiz. I've been in the gym with him numerous of times. I've never seen Lomachenko. I think that's going to be an amazing fight. I've seen Ortiz fight live at one point, and that man throws a lot of punches. He has great footwork. He's very fast. It's going to be an amazing fight.
And who do you think is going to win? And you've got to be unbiased here.
If I'm not being biased, it's going to be a very great fight, though, an amazing fight. But I'm probably going to give it more or less to Loma, just for his amount of experience and the things that he's been through. He's fought Comey. He's fought the guy that gave Teofimo Lopez trouble, the tall, what is he, Chinese?
Yes.
Chinese guy. I don't know his name, sorry.
Nor do I, so that's I do, but I can see his face, but I can't remember what his name is.
You know what I'm talking about. And so he gave those guys trouble, and I feel like Ortiz hasn't had enough experience like fighting those top guys. Loma does, so I feel like that's where it's going to play its part.
Okay, and so talk about your management, because obviously you're in a position now where you're going to start attracting a lot more attention. As I say, you've fought on Golden Boy recently. You've been out on DAZN. Your management is a GOAT management, which is No Man. Just tell us a little bit about how he helps you in your career.
Listen, man, I just started with Oman recently, and this man's been done nothing but elevate my career in every way, shape, or form. So I was stuck in a contract a while ago. Not going to go into detail with that, but I wasn't able to fight for about a year and 4 months. Oman got me out of that and got me back in the ring. Within 5 months, I fought 3 times, going on to my 4th, November 17th, and Novan he's elevating my career in so many ways. That man's amazing. I'm very grateful for him.
Well, there's a pay rise in the post there straight away, but it's also it's nice to hear that a young boxer like yourself has got the right people around him. A father as a coach, you got No Man, so you got the right management. It shouldn't be too long before you're going to take that step up, I hope.
Absolutely not. Whenever No Man and my father and we all come together, like at the end of the day, we're a team. And what I like about Noman, once again, is that he comes to us, he asks us, what do you guys think? What do you think we should do? What's our next move? And whatever we tell him, he makes it happen. Or he'll give us the right advice and guide us in the right direction. So as far as this, we're a team. We make all decisions as one. And whatever's the next step, we're going to be ready for it. So if that next step is going to whether it's to go to Costa Rica again or go across the world to fight somebody else or just to fight in our hometown for another title, listen, I'm ready for it. Whatever it is, we're here.
Talking of Costa Rica, you got the very own New York City's Amanda Serrano here. And she's just back in training now. She's got a unification fight coming up again. I mean, I don't know if you were here. Did you go to the Katie Taylor-Amanda Serrano fight over in Madison Square Gardens? Because it was absolutely unbelievable.
No, I didn't go, but I did see the fight. Listen, what I say about women's boxing, they deserve more credit. Listen, they fight hard, bro. A lot of punches was thrown, a lot of blows were being thrown. Listen, they both amazing fighters.
Yeah, and I mean, we were actually there, and it was a phenomenal fight. It's one of my top 5 fights of all time, which, you know, a lot of people will disagree with, but I just can't believe that anyone else would have the nerve to disagree with that, because, you know, there were 2 of the best female fighters in the world ever that have done so much for women's boxing, filling Madison Square Gardens, and you know, what a fight. I mean, it was amazing. Women's boxing in the UK is definitely on the up. We've just had, obviously, the fight between Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall, you know, the all-women card over in London. I mean, what's your thoughts on women's boxing up and coming? Because over in the UK, it really is growing.
I feel like it should be as big as the men's boxing, you know. They fight, they train 6 to 8 weeks just like we do. They sacrifice from their families, their friends. They don't drinking, no smoking. They work as hard as us. I feel like they should get compensated. They should also, we're all equal, man. I feel like everybody should get the same recognition. There's no difference between them and us if we're all doing the same thing.
Good views, good views. So what's next for you? Are you going to get another fight in this year?
Yes, I should be fighting November 17th here in New York City.
So this is your first debut in New York City. Have you actually fought here before?
No, I've never fought in New York City, so I'm actually super excited about that. Hometown, I'm going to have all of my people there for the first time rather than me going somewhere else and fighting other places. I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited.
So you're deep in camp now, getting ready for that fight?
Yeah, I'm deep in camp. I'm about 4 weeks in now. I think we got 4 weeks to go.
So you're going to be hoping to put on a really big display for the home fans. And do you know where that fight's going to be?
If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be somewhere in Long Island. I don't know the name of the arena or where it's going to be, but I know it's somewhere in Long Island.
So it's fairly accessible to most of the local guys that want to come over and see you.
Absolutely. It's about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, the most an hour away.
I'll tell you what, though, with the traffic out there that I've just experienced, I've never seen traffic like that in New York. It's crazy.
Traffic in New York City is ridiculous. Everybody tells me that. Listen, it's hard. Even driving from here to go to Brooklyn for sparring on days like, remember, I work from the morning and then train in the afternoon is almost impossible because just to get here from, let's say if we leave at 6 o'clock, we'll get there like 8, 9 o'clock. It's ridiculous.
Talking of sparring, we were talking off camera. You've actually sparred a couple of quite recognisable boxers, haven't you?
Yes. I've been in the ring with a couple of recognisable boxers. In 2017, I was in the ring with Devin Haney. I've been there with Duke Mecca, Richard Comey, a lot of those guys. So, yeah, I have some experience.
What's Devin like to spar against?
Devin is sharp, man. That guy's amazing. No other thing I can say about him. That guy's sharp, and you learn a lot from him. He teaches you a lot. As you're in there, you're seeing what he does, little movements he does, and you're like, yo, man, I should be doing that. I should apply myself. And that was in 2017, so I can imagine now. He's amazing. Well,
listen, it's really, really good to speak to you. You're clearly in the right path to bigger and better things. Good management, a good coach. And, you know, we've met you off camera and had a good chat. You're actually a really, really nice guy as well. So it's been a pleasure coming over and finding out about you. Leave us with a message for all your fans out there and your sponsors, because I know it's really important to have those.
They call me the sniper, and I feel like I want to show that every single time I fight for many reasons. I'm also a great defensive fighter. I'm 8-0 with 6 knockouts. Full name's Ofacio the Sniper Falcon Jr. I want you guys to remember me. I'm coming. I'm 8-0 with 6 knockouts as of right now. Next thing you know, you see me fighting for a world title.
That could be in the UK, maybe.
Absolutely. Wherever it is, I'm going to be ready for it.
Listen, Ofacio, brilliant to speak to you. Thank you so much for letting us come over and see you. And we wish you good luck in the next fight.
Once again, thank you for the opportunity. Shout out to my family, my friends, GOAT Management. Shout out to you for the opportunity and flying out over here, which is an amazing thing. I hope you enjoy New York City once again. And thank you.
Pleasure. Speak to you soon. Thank you.